We're going to go ahead and get started. So if you could come and grab a seat if you're not already seated. My name is Eric Roges. I'm on staff as executive pastor here at Rolling Hills Community Church. And as always, we love the honor and the privilege to host you for this breakfast. Great to see so many people out from the community. I love the tables up here. And if we can ever help you or assist you or your organization as a church, we are here for that. With that in mind, I would love to pray and bless our time together. Let's pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, we come before you as Creator and Lord of all. We thank you for your goodness. We recognize that every good and perfect gift comes from your hand. We don't take for granted the community we live in, the country we live in, and as we head toward 2025, full steam ahead, we are just so anticipatory of what you are going to do this year in our towns, in our community, and in our world, Lord. So we ask a blessing on this time, on the food that we have here, on the conversations, the dialogue, the future. Thank you for the blessing of living in a community like this. We turn this time over to you. We thank you for the way you love us, the way you sent Jesus to die for us, and for the privilege we have of having a relationship with you. And we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Great to have you here.
Oh, Eric.
You need that.
Good morning. Good morning. I can see you all now if I do that because these lights are very bright. Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with the Mayors. Franklin and Mayoral Breakfast with the Mayors. There's Mayor Gorman right there. I didn't see him before. I'm Mindy Tate, CEO of Franklin Tomorrow. And joining me this morning is Peggy Kidd, our new 2025 Franklin Tomorrow Board Chair. So welcome, Peggy, this morning.
Good morning. It is bright up here.
It really is.
I can barely see anybody.
It's a different view up here, isn't it?
Definitely a different view up here than it is out there.
So we've got a lot of great partners to thank this morning before we get to the breakfast, to the mayors. So Peggy, I'll let you get started on that.
Yep. Well, in 2025, Breakfast with the Mayors will be presented in partnership with Pinnacle Financial Partners and Gresham Smith as co-presenting partners. So let's thank them as their representatives stand.
Great, thank you. There's Jessica, and I saw Linda Elmlinger from Pinnacle, so great.
Awesome, thank you. We also want to thank our 2025 sustaining partners, which includes Atmos Energy, and I believe that they have a video for us.
And I don't think I punched the button on that.
When winter weather arrives, you can count on Atmos Energy to be prepared to safely deliver the natural gas that your family depends on to stay safe and warm this season. Atmos Energy isn't just your natural gas company. We're your neighbors who are committed to keeping you safe and informed no matter the weather. But we don't stop there. Throughout the year, our highly trained technicians inspect our infrastructure, confirm gas supply, and monitor the weather forecast in the harshest conditions. At Atmos Energy, safety drives everything we do. When temperatures dip and winter weather arrives, our crews are working to provide the energy you need. We are here for our customers and communities before, during, and after weather events, keeping you informed and safe every step of the way. Atmos Energy, we are ready for winter.
Great, thank you so much, and we really appreciate the support from Atmos.
And I can relate to the snow in that video just a few weeks ago. It's fun. Another generous sustaining partner is Williamson Health, and I'd like to invite Michelle Simpson up. She is the Chief Marketing and Communication Officer for Williamson Health.
Good morning. Thank you, ladies, so much. Welcome to everybody. We are so happy to continue to be a sustaining partner here with Franklin Tomorrow, and this is one of our favorite events, so thank you for having us here. We have started off 2025 in a really big way. We are actually debuting 3 new kind of campaigns just this week. So a few things I wanted to tell you to be looking out for. In Spring Hill, our new clinic that we opened last spring, which has Williamson Health Medical Group Primary Care and then also Bone and Joint Institute. Just next week, we are opening a new primary care walk-in clinic in that building. So we are so excited to bring more services down there to that clinic. So if you're down that way, check that out. Also, we are launching a new campaign on general surgery. In case you ever wondered why you might need to go see a general surgeon, we have a whole campaign with a series of videos talking about what general surgeons do. And then, of course, February is Heart Month, and that's really what I want to talk to you about today. We are going to be talking all things heart, all things cardiology next month. And again, we're offering a special opportunity like we did last year. It's the $50 heart scan. There's some flyers on your table, and if there's not enough, we have more at our table over there. But for $50 in the month of February, you can come in without a physician order, no insurance needed, and get a heart scan to tell you if you potentially have any blockages. We're going to watch a video about a patient who went through this process last year and how he says it saves his life. So,
Great. Thank you, Michelle.
thank you.
I am extremely thankful for being alive. The process that I went through to realize that makes me even more thankful. So my wife encouraged me to do this CT scan. I was very hesitant to do it. I didn't know what the scan was. I didn't know how long a process it was.
A coronary calcium score test is a very simple, non-invasive test that we use to identify the presence of heart artery plaque buildup. The only number that is normal is 0. Anything over 0 and you have some coronary artery disease.
We've had patients come in that have had absolutely no symptoms at all, and they have their scan done only to find out that their score was very high and that they were at a high risk of a cardiovascular event.
So when I got the results, I had a 4,600 score. I had 4 blockages that the scan found. I did feel like I was a ticking time bomb. I ended up going to the hospital, got a cath done. I was immediately told by Dr. Kwaswani, who's just awesome, and said, you're gonna have to have open heart surgery. These days I'm feeling great, feel energetic, my heart's functioning well.
50% of people have their first symptom of having coronary disease be a heart attack. People who should get a coronary calcium score test are people who have a family history of heart disease, risk factors for heart disease like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity.
The scan from start to finish is probably 5 minutes. There's a little bit of prep work in the room where leads are placed on the body to get a heart rhythm before the scan is done.
Some people are worried about the amount of radiation to get one of those scores, and it's extremely low. If we can utilize a simple, affordable test that we can get in 5 minutes to identify the presence of heart artery disease, then we ought to do it.
It was a $50 test, and I would have paid $1 million because it saved my life.
Wow, that's very moving to me. I lost a brother last fall to heart disease, and I had the test last year during the month of February, and I feel better about that. But if you've got the chance, you should do it. So Peggy, one more?
I had the test last February too. I'm so glad that Williamson Health's providing this for everybody. Our final 2025 sustaining partner is Reagan Smith, a Pape Dawson company, so let's thank them as well.
Great. So joining Hazen and Sawyer as a platinum partner, and I know I'm supposed to be pushing this button, but just help me out in the back. But joining Hazen and Sawyer as platinum partner on our roster is our new friends from G Fiber, which has started installation in Franklin and expects to connect its first Franklin customers by the end of the year. With us today is John Michael Cortez, as well as some other folks. John Michael, stand up, wave your hand. There he is right there. And came in all the way from Austin, Texas to be here this morning. So he gets the furthest travel award. So thank you, John Michael, glad you're here. And thank you, G Fiber. And Peggy, you have just a few more.
Yep, just a few more important partners: UHY Audit Advisory and Tax Consulting, First Bank, and another new partner, Vanderbilt University Medical Center. And finally, our other partners include Vulcan Materials Company and Williamson Memorial Funeral Home and Cremation Services. And thank you so much to Puckett's this morning. I always look forward to breakfast with the mayor so I could have that yummy sausage egg biscuit. And also Lions Group for supporting us with the coffee. So thank you to all of our partners.
Great, thank you so much to all our partners. So It's a new year, and this is 2025. How many people are used to saying it now? I can say 2025, 2025. So this is an important year for Franklin Tomorrow. This marks our 25th anniversary of the founding of Franklin Tomorrow by a group of business and community leaders who wanted to make sure that what made Franklin special in 2000 would still be special for future generations. As part of the commemoration, Franklin is one of 2 cities selected by the National Civic League and the Bridge Alliance to participate in the Healthy Democracy Project. And we're announcing this morning. This joint effort will work with Franklin, and the other community is Edinburgh, Texas, to build the skills of civic leaders and equip them with the tools they need to address important civic challenges. Through 1 year of work, which starts today and starts with all of you, we will work together to increase capacity for solving community problems through civic engagement. This is the first step is to complete the survey, and this QR code will take you to the survey. If you pre-registered for this event, you're going to get an email at 9:30 or 10:30 with this QR code and the access to the survey as well. This survey will ask you questions less than 10 minutes on civic engagement and specifically how you and your neighbors connect, collaborate, and contribute to civic life. We are excited to undertake this project, and we'll be reporting out the results this spring and then continuing the work throughout the year with our friends from National Civic League and the Bridge Alliance. Franklin was selected in collaboration with Franklin Tomorrow by the National Civic League as an All-America City in 2020. Franklin is the only community in the state of Tennessee to be selected as an All-America City since 1969. And it was for our collaboration and how we work together as a community. And I think seeing all of you here engaged and a part of learning about how our government works and how our city works together makes that happen. So thanks so much. Look for that survey result, please. And it is anonymous, and then we'll be working on this project for this year as part of our 25th anniversary. So thanks so much, and thank you, Peggy. We're going to get started.
Thank you.
And we're going to welcome. You want to leave that just somewhere. Today, we're happy to welcome Mayor Rogers Anderson and Franklin Mayor Dr. Ken Moore to the stage. And we'll have the other mayors come on and come up. So we've got Brentwood Mayor Mark Gorman. We've got Fairview Mayor Lisa Anderson, Nolensville Mayor Haley Gallick, Spring Hill's Jim Hagman, and Thompson Station's Brian Stover. So we're going to start with these 2 mayors, and I'm going to give this. You don't have any slides, Rogers, I don't think. Ken has slides, so we'll give that to Ken, but we'll let Rogers, if he has anything to fill us in on, okay? Rogers, any news from the county?
There is, and thank you, Mindy. Well, thanks a lot for letting me come up again. I just want to make my remarks short. First of all, if you're a county commissioner or other elected official in the audience, would you please stand or raise your hand so we can acknowledge your presence too? I saw a couple. Thank you. Second thing, for a little over 2 years, you followed us with this journey of the urban growth boundaries that is now official. It's with the comptroller. So those processes that are in place, and I have to say thank you to all of these mayors who helped make that a reality. So thank you very much on the urban growth boundaries. And finally, I want to say thank you to all of you and the many other people that have signed the petition to help improve I-65 south and north from Davidson County line to the Murray County line. We were wanting and expecting about 2,000 signatures, and at last count, we were over a little 10,000 signatures that have signed on. So thank you very much. Ken, it's yours.
It's yours. It's you.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thanks for coming out today. And it's great to be in the place with these mayors, and it's great to work with them.
I don't think his mic is on, please.
Testing.
No, just, I guess you're going to have to use one of those.
So we'll solve that problem. No, we won't.
Don't turn them on, Jim. They're on. Ken, let me have that one.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed my comment.
So, guys, is this? Yeah, just sing, just dance, something. Okay.
Here we go. We're live now. Well, good morning, everybody, and it's great to be up here with all these mayors, and it's great fun to work with them, and appreciate the input and opportunities we have to work together. 2025 is going to be an exciting year in Franklin. A lot of things happening. So first of all, let me give you a warning. If you have business at City Hall and you go to the downtown old City Hall, you're going to be disappointed because we've moved out. We've moved to Columbia Avenue. There are 3 buildings there that are First Bank buildings, and everybody's moved out. And so there's plenty of signage there on Columbia Avenue to let you know where to go. We anticipate that we'll be moving into the new City Hall in downtown Franklin in June of 2027. A lot of projects going on right now that are going to finish up in 2025. First is the historic barn at Harlansdale Farm. This is going to create a venue where people will want to have events. It's been sprinkled, it's got floors, everything's been renovated, so that's going to finish up soon. The other project which is only 25 plus years late, is Bicentennial Park. And many of you have seen that where the old boot factory was, and this is going to include a shelter, a tribute to the Interurban Railroad. It can accommodate 3,000 to 5,000 people. There'll be additional parking in the area. So this is a great addition to the city downtown. Southeast Park, we anticipate that project is going to start in March. This will be ball fields and an inclusive playground, or LEG's playground. And I know Brandy Blanton, I saw her, and this was named after her
Dream
grant.
World.
LEG's Dream World.
Yeah, LEG's Dream.
And then McEwen Drive, Phase 4. This has been a project we've been working on for a long time to speed it along, and so it'll start probably in March also, and this will be about a 2.5 to 3 year project with 4 lanes connecting Cool Springs Boulevard and Wilson Pike. And then one that's a little bit of a sore point for all of us because it's a big inconvenience is the water and wastewater project on Lewisburg Avenue. We're now finishing Phase 3, which was from Margin to Church Street, and we'll be moving on out Lewisburg Pike, and we're looking at having that project completed in 2025. So lots of things happening this year, and thanks for attending. I look forward to hearing from all the other mayors.
I think we will. And I'm looking forward to that Lewisburg Pike project being finished because it's really messing up my commute, okay? It's really messing it up.
So noted.
All right, well, we're not going to move down the couch. We're going to skip around and go in that alphabetical order that we're really fond of. And so Brentwood Mayor Mark Gorman down on the end there.
Good morning, everyone. Whoa,
Oh, wow.
this mic
Okay,
works.
yours works, yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the church and all the sponsors in making this happen. Just a quick update on the happenings in Brentwood. You may have heard or not, our city manager is retiring this month. We've been in the recruiting process to find a replacement. We won't be able to replace Kirk, but we're trying to find a suitable person to come in and fill those shoes. We couldn't find one the first go round, so we are back to round 2 and going through that process. We had some good candidates round 1, but couldn't come to an agreement with the candidate that the commission unanimously had recommended. Next, we have. Can you
hear me if I just talk like this? No.
All right.
Oh, hey guys. Take another one.
How's this one?
Better.
Much better. And so, not that if we didn't have enough going on with the city manager retiring, we also have our chief of police retiring. Fortunately, we have an excellent succession plan in place. We are multiple people deep in the police department. You've heard us say it, all of the mayors, I'm sure, if public safety is not where it needs to be, the rest doesn't really matter. You can have the greatest libraries, parks, those type things, but we're very blessed to have a fantastic succession plan within the police department. Later in the year, our fire chief, Brian Goss, will retire. And we are very fortunate as well to have an excellent succession plan there as well. There are many, many great folks ready to step up and rise in the ranks in the fire department. Last night, we appointed an interim city manager. Like I said, Kirk retires at the end of this month. Jay Evans, our assistant city manager, will step up and be interim. We continue to add to our parks and programming of those parks. And if all of that wasn't enough, budgets start on Thursday. So we have a fiscal year end June 30th. And so to even pile on top of that, we have elections that occur in May. So we have off-season elections. So add everything that's going on, and then let's just go ahead and throw an election on top of it where there's 3 seats there. So anyway, those are the goings-on in Brentwood. I'll be around after if anybody wants to catch me and talk or hit it in the FAQ. Thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you so much, Mayor Gorman. Sorry about the sound this morning. So Lisa Anderson, Mayor of Fairview, and she has some slides and she has the clicker. So yay, it's all working out well. When you want to advance it, yes. When you want to have the slides.
Can you hear me? There we go. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Anderson, Mayor of Fairview, Tennessee. And no, I did not win the what's it called? The golf tournament. I just decided to wear the green jacket today.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Masters. So anyway, I love golf and decided to wear my green jacket today. So what a great crowd. I love seeing so many people out here to have breakfast with all the mayors and learn about our wonderful city and the best county in the United States. Thank you, Mindy, for putting this on, Franklin Tomorrow, and Rolling Hills Baptist Church for hosting this event, Puckett's for the great food, and we can't do anything without our sponsors and partners. I know that speaks for all the cities. We always want to thank them because our events can't happen without them. I am so excited to talk to you about Fairview, Tennessee. We've got a lot going on, and we have we have our Vice Mayor, Chris McDonald, here. We have our Economic Development, Patty Carroll, here, and we have other representatives of our community. I just have such a great group, and I've got some slides that I'd like to show you. So Fairview's, and also Tony Bostic of our school board. I want to point him out. He's a wonderful addition. So these ladies and gentlemen behind me, and a lot of our leaders in Williamson County have worked really hard over the past 2.5 years with the urban growth boundary. That was finally adopted by the state. And this slide that I have up here right now just gives you a little idea of where Fairview is located. Fairview is in the upper west corner of Williamson County, and we kind of are by ourselves with Williamson County unincorporated in between us and all the other cities in Williamson County. We have 14.2 square miles in Fairview, and we are home to a lot of just really special things like our Bowie Nature Park, which is 700 plus acre nature park. If you haven't been there, please come see it. It's the crown jewel of Fairview. It's under land trust easement, which I was excited to be able to be a part of so that no development can happen there. Thank you. We've got a lot of development going on in Fairview. We've got an exciting new city center that will be vertical in close to a little over a year. And it's right next to City Hall, where we'll have restaurants, retail, and a space for the community to gather, which is going to be a lot of fun. In Fairview, we like walkability, so we've got a sidewalk project going on right now so that our community can walk to a lot of different restaurants, retail, and our city center, which is located next to City Hall. We are uniquely located in between 840, Interstate 40, Highway 96, and Highway 100. So location is perfect where we're located for business to come, and we can get to anywhere in Middle Tennessee usually within 30 minutes. So it's a great place to have rural, but also convenient to all the different areas in Middle Tennessee, including Nashville. This is a picture of our City Hall. It's at the center of our town. We have lots of events at City Hall, and that is where we meet and have our board meetings. We are in the process right now. The design is with the design and then the building of our new Justice Center, which will be just to the right of City Hall. We are building our second fully staffed fire department, and that will be coming soon. The design is on the screen for that. And Fairview is very unique. We are very, public safety is very important to us. And training is, something that we always want to have. We just approved for our police department a new firing range and facility for training, which it will be just open to our fire department or our police department and those who come and do joint training with them. But what's on the screen right now is very unique. Our fire department, Chief Hughes and Jake Warren, with our fire department, they decided that, it's not training without the firemen being able to do practice with a live burn. So what our fire marshal, Jake Warren, and our chief, they actually designed this live burn tower for Fairview. Well, so many people across the state in different fire departments were excited about being able to train here and experience this, that now our training tower, live burn training tower, is being built across the state and probably more. The people who actually go and construct this, in their brochure where they send out for other fire departments to look at, it's called the Fairview, because our chief and Chief Hughes and our Fire Marshal Jake Warren actually designed this facility for training, which is really, really a cool part of Fairview. This is our nature center at Bowie Nature Park. Like I said, crown jewel, 700 acres plus, and then 400 acres of trails for horses, bikes, and walking trails. We have 5 lakes, which our families can fish, and we have pavilions and picnic tables where our families can come and enjoy weddings or birthdays and different events. Our new playground at our Bowie Nature Park, we spent about $800,000 on this playground. It's much bigger than this. This is just the center point of it, and our kids love it. We have more than 20,000 people visit our playground every month. and our park. So this is one of the lakes. This is Lake Van. The Bowie sisters donated Bowie Nature Park to the Fairview community, and this is Lake Van, the first lake you come to that our family, there's trails all the way around it, and families can join and fish and just have a great time enjoying the nature. We have several events in Fairview. We have our largest events. We have a huge, the first Saturday of the month, we have, of December, we have a huge Christmas parade. And then we have in September, we have Nature Fest, which we'll see our population, 2020 census said we're 10,000 about, but we had over 7,000 registered voters in this past election, so I would say we're way past that. But, you know, without, maybe a special election should happen for, you know, federal funding to be able to come our way, but, you know, the next election will be the next census will be 2030, and I imagine we'll show a great increase from then. But we have this event called the July 3rd celebration. It is actually for the 4th of July, Independence Day, but we have it on the 3rd, so people can spend time with their families on the 4th. We, this last July, we had many vendors and artists come sing, and they always interact with the crowd. We have food vendors and other vendors and our sponsors, but we had a drone flyover count. We had 29,000 people at our last 3rd of July event, and I would say we have one of the best fireworks shows, except for Nashville, in the state.
Great. I think that's the last one.
So, okay. So I just want to say thank you to, there's such a great group here, and I want to say thank you so much. You all have shown me such friendship over the past 2 years, and especially all the ladies and gentlemen behind me. I can't tell you, our county is so blessed to have such wonderful leaders, and I just appreciate each of you so much for your friendship and just, you know, rallying around me to help me to be the best leader I can be for Fairview, Tennessee. So I hope you enjoyed my slideshow. And if anyone wants to get together with me, I will be available after we get finished, or just reach out to me in Fairview. Thank you.
So for Nolensville Mayor Haley Gallick. Thank you so much, Haley.
Thank you.
It's on.
Is it on?
It should be.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties always make it interesting. I'm Mayor Haley Gallick with the town of Nolensville, and I want to thank you for inviting me today and being able to share some information about Nolensville. I don't know if you've been to Nolensville. I had someone come up to me before this started and talked about how he had no idea how much has changed in Nolensville over the last several years. We are around 10 square miles, and we completed a special census this last year, and we were approaching 17,000 people. So while we are still a small town with a big heart, Nolensville is growing, and with that comes its own set of challenges that I know that each of the mayors behind me have also faced. Over the last year, we have, getting a little bit of feedback. Over the last year, we've worked on a lot of projects, but I think what I want to share most with you is the reasons why you should come to Nolensville to visit us. If you haven't been in our historic district to visit the Nolensville Toy Shop, it is absolutely something that children's dreams are made of. If you haven't come to our coffee shops to sit and stay a while, it is something that really is worth the trip. Our team at the town of Nolensville works each and every day to complete projects that benefit the citizens of our town, and we really do take that seriously. We had an election in November. Our elections for the town of Nolensville coincide with the presidential election. We have 2 new board members who I'm really excited to have on the team. Our board works very well together. Our vice mayor is here today. Jessica Salamita is up at this front table along with our town manager, Victor Lay. Together, we're working on projects that will help plan for Nolensville for the future. One of the ones that I'm most excited about is a 20-acre parcel of land that was purchased for long-range planning for our police department, because as Mayor Gorman shared, public safety is definitely a priority in Nolensville as well. We do not have a standalone police station. It's always interesting to see the projects that people share updates on and how each of the communities are a little bit different. We have a town hall, but we don't have a standalone police station, and our fire station that the town of Nolensville built is about a year old. So lots of changes in Nolensville. So this 20-acre parcel on Sunset Road is for long-range planning, because I can tell you right now, we do not have the funding to build a police station. There's no magic pot of money, and I know each of the mayors understand that very well. But we are making plans so that we're able to meet the future service needs of our community. We were awarded a $1.2 million local Parks and Recreation Fund grant this year, which is very exciting because we were able to use the value of the land as the match to pay for our portion of that grant. And actually, Williamson County, I don't want to step on any toes, but District 5 in Williamson County was very lucky because Williamson County was also awarded an LPRF grant that is just outside of Nolensville, and so there will be tremendous investment over the next 3 years in parks and recreation in the greater Nolensville area. The pictures of the park in Fairview are impressive, and we would love to have a facility like that in Nolensville. But unfortunately, we do not. And so we're starting a little smaller with 20 acres, and less than 20 acres will be devoted to parks. But it's an important step in planning for the future. We also want to make sure that I invite you to what will be the first time the town has been involved in a Buttercup Festival. We've had a Buttercup Festival in Nolensville for a number of years and actually had a special called meeting last night to work with the historic district businesses for the town to become more involved in that festival. So the date for that will be May 3rd, and we would love to have you in our community on that day to visit the historic district and see all that Nolensville has to offer. And then I would be remiss if I did not talk about transportation. So we continue to have challenges with how to bring road projects to fruition in a timely fashion. I also sit in traffic on the way to work, as I'm sure most of you do as well. I don't know that there's ever going to be a silver bullet to solve transportation issues. I do support what Mayor Anderson shared about trying to make improvements to 65, but that also extends to needed transportation improvements to state highways all across Williamson County. Nolensville is no different. Road projects take a tremendous amount of funding, they take a tremendous amount of time, and it is something that on the local level, we really need support from the state level to be able to make those projects a reality. So thank you for the opportunity to share an update about Nolensville, and I will pass the microphone on.
And pass it to Mayor Hagman.
Well, good morning, buenos dias, guten morgen, Ohio gozaimasu. I'm the mayor of Spring Hill, very proud to be, very blessed to be in the position to be a civil servant. I love my city. After retiring from the Air Force for 21 years of service, I've lived in Spring Hill for the last 25 years. Thank you for that. It's just, I love my city. We have many things that have occurred in the past year, and we have many challenges that are in front of us. Just real briefly, I'm looking at the time. We've broken ground on a new police headquarters, and we will probably be in it in April, fully installed in the new police headquarters. We've broken ground on a new fire hall, fire station number 4, and we'll be in that next year as well. And it's just really, there's many things that I could talk about, but in the interest of time, I'm going to just go ahead and pass the mic. But thank you. I know I was able to sit with Pinnacle here, and Spring Hill recently, one of the things we did is Spring Hill recently changed banks from the ones where we were at to Pinnacle, and we've have about $100 million of money in the bank, and you guys are spending it, are investing it well. Thank you, Pinnacle. So proud that you're one of the sponsors for this event. I know that when the world goes around, it takes a team, it takes collaboration, and all the business community here, and all the leaders, and all the influences that are out here in the audience, as well as on stage. Thank you for what you do and continue to do, investing in the great country we live in, the great state we live in, and those who are investing in Spring Hill, thank you. So with that, thank you. Danke. Arigato.
Why? Can we get the clicker for, Brian's got some slides, so great.
How's everyone doing today? Good. It's the extent of my hellos and goodbyes and everything. So we want to talk about the town of Thompson Station today. Thank you for everyone that's come today. Thompson Station officially is 35 years old this year. We were founded in 1990, so it's our birthday. We'll have cake for everyone later. So kind of want to talk about some milestones of what we've done this year. We are soon to be completing the topic that I've been talking about for, I believe, 9 years now, which is a new wastewater plant. It's almost done. If you drive down 31, you can see it under construction. It's a $35 million project, but it is almost complete, so we are thankful for that. We're also going to commence the construction of the sewer interceptor line that's going down Columbia Pike, which will allow some future development to connect to that wastewater plant, which is vital to our success of what we're doing as a town. We're going to also commence construction of upgrades to Sarah Benson Park. We were awarded a $650,000 grant this past year that we will put to good use. We talked about it this past Saturday in our strategic workshop for the town of how we were going to do that. Any good weekend you go by Sarah Benson Park, it's packed. You go on the other side where Preservation Park is, it's absolutely incredible to see the amount of people out there. Many of you might know Sarah Benson was one of the original alderwomen of the town. I still have her keys to the town and no one's taking them from me. This is what Sarah wanted. So in her memory, we continue to do that. We've committed $15 million to TDOT to try and widen 31 through Thompson Station. I never hear about traffic, ever. We have no traffic issues in Thompson Station. We only have opportunities of what we can do. This is how we're going to try and resolve this in a meeting we had with TDOT back in November. My question was, how can we work together? So this is a new process through TDOT, and we want to make sure that we're continuing that and how we do it. And we also are going to finish our Greenway project, phases 1 and 2 of what we're trying to get accomplished through there, connecting the entire town through greenways. This has been a 6-year project. Nothing moves fast, but we're going to get it done. So a lot of parks, a lot of great stuff in the town of what we're doing. Big thing last year, we bought a town hall. So as some of you might know, in Thompson Station, town hall was a little red caboose over in the old downtown section. A strong wind would knock that thing down. So we upgraded. The plan was to lease this building, and then we were going to construct a new town hall on the property of where it is. Then I started getting phone calls around prom season that, hey, we're taking pictures outside of your town hall. So I called my new town administrator, Michael Wood, and like, can we make this work? He said, absolutely. So $1.6 million is what we paid for that, including 3 acres of land. It's absolutely gorgeous. We had a Girl Scout troop come in a while back. They were kind of shocked I didn't have an office. So my office is some of those rocking chairs out on the front porch. That's where we conduct business out there. So it's a beautiful building. Please come by and see it. We're going to be going through some upgrades this year. As the staff continues to grow, we need offices to fill them. So we're going to go through a little reorganization of the building and kind of how we're going to do that and what the plans are. So please come by and visit it. We're very proud of it and what we've done. So what we continue to do is focus on the roadways and the multimodal transportation improvements of what we're doing through Thompson Station. We would love for everyone to park their cars and walk everywhere, so we're trying to give them the trails to allow them to do that. We also want to make sure that the roads can be freely traveled. We want everyone to get home in a safe and timely manner, enjoy their time with their family, and not sit in traffic. So that is our goal. We're continuously working towards that. It's slow, but it's coming, I promise. We're working on that. Some other highlights of what we're trying to do is we're trying to be included in the TDOT statewide partnership program, and that's where the $15 million came up. The local roadway improvement projects of what we're trying to do. So since we did not build the permanent town hall, the goal was to take that money and put it into local road improvements. So you'll see it through Thompson Station Road East, Highway 31 to Clayton Arnold Road, Thompson Station Road West from Highway 31 to Preservation Park, and Kreitz Lane from Clayton Arnold to Highway 431. So we have a lot of road projects we want to do. It's not cheap, but we've got to get it accomplished. That's what our goals are. A lot of these projects are in the planning phases right now. Hopefully we will get started on that later in the year, if not 2026. So a lot of people have talked about police up here. Well, we don't have a police department yet. So the plan is we're going to bring in an MTAS. Our goal is to have a police department within 4 years in the town of Thompson Station, which will be our first. Right now, we are serviced by the county. We appreciate all the services. We appreciate the support. But we're at a level right now where we need our own police department. So we will work with MTAS to begin identifying the needs of what we have to do that. Again, not a small undertaking, but the process will take a while. We also want to increase our funding for the rescue squads from the county of what we do. My history here in town is a lot of my friends were on the rescue squad, so I understand it very well and what's going on, but we need to make sure they're well funded, so we want to take care of that as well. We want to be participants and partners in everything that we need to do, including dispatch. We want to make sure that we're taking care of our share as well from a town. So we have a lot of plans in place to take care of that. It'll start this year in our budgeting process. With that, that's everything we have going on at Thompson Station. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
So I wanted to ask, let's play a little game this morning. How many people here live in Brentwood? Raise your hand. Got some Brentwood? Great. We got some Brentwood residents. How many people live in Fairview? Great. Fairview residents. Nolensville? Any Nolensville representatives? Nolensville residents today? Hallie, oh, I see the hand in the back there, Hallie, yeah, and up here in the front, yay, Jessica. So then, what about Spring Hill? Great, and Thompson Station? That's a sizable group. And what about Franklin? Okay, and how many of you live in Williamson County? Okay, that was the trick. Okay, good. Y'all got the quiz there, Rogers. You win because you have them all. You win, I guess. So, does he cheat? I didn't know. I mean, he stacks the deck a little bit. So I wanted to ask a question. Last week, Williamson Inc. held its policy talks with our elected state representatives, and who are in special session this week, working on some specific matters, but they'll return to regular session soon. One of the things that Jack Johnson, our state senator, said was about collaborating and trying to work with local officials and on bills and practices. How does that work for you all? What is the process for communicating with our state representatives and seeking support for? We're hearing about a lot of state projects in Williamson County, so anybody want to jump in on that?
I'll start out. How's that?
That's good.
I'll start out because last week we hosted all of our elected officials at the state level, and we had all the city mayors and the county mayor there, and we had a good session discussing bills that we may see come out of the General Assembly. So that's how we started every year. And then it's an ongoing process the entire session. There's a lot of communication from staff back and forth with our electeds' offices at the Capitol.
Anybody else? Rogers, you got a petition. It's got 10,000 names on it. Explain that a little bit and how you hope to proceed with that.
So to hitchhike off from what Ken said, I think all of us have good to better relationships with our state senator and our representatives. I know oftentimes they call us about an issue. How does this affect your sheriff, or how does this affect your highway, et cetera, et cetera. And so most of them have been up there long enough to know whatever they vote on, they're going to hear about it back home, be it good or be it bad. So they do reach out to us. And the way the bills work, they're all different, but the petition you're referring to is we're asking the state, it's a 3-year process to look at the real estate transfer tax. So when you or I buy a home, either new or used, there's a tax of 37 cents per $100 of the value of your house, and all of that money goes to Nashville. Now that money goes into their general fund. I acknowledge and recognize that. But we're asking for them to send 50% of that money back down to the local level to be shared. And the county's the only one that has access to that money. The cities have other ways to receive revenue. And currently the way the state does, they divvy that money out and it comes back in some form to, or some service that the state may offer. So we're asking for them to reallocate that money back. The hooker that I've put in, and the county commission supported this unanimously the night we took, and I think Spring Hill's also voted on this. I have committed to TDOT that if we're able to get that money back, all state projects now, for the most part, in these tier 1 counties, and we are certainly that, they're asking for contribution. Brentwood's done it for years. Spring Hill, Thompson Station, Nolensville, Franklin, where if they're working on a state project or a federal project, they expect you to put some skin in the game. That's a little bit different than what it was just 10 short years ago, but there's not enough money from in our 95 counties to do all the state and the federal projects. So they're asking cities and counties to put some skin in the game. I have committed, whatever you send back to us, we'll put 40% of that money back towards a match to whatever we can do. I-65 South, where Brentwood, all the way down to the end of Spring Hill, there's a lot of entry points that need to be addressed. Moore's Lane, Highway 96, the Saturn Parkway Exchange down there, Lewisburg Pike, you name them. All of that could not possibly be done at the same stroke. There's just no way financially you could afford that. But the first phase could be easily $100 to $125 million. And so if they're going to ask us for 15 to 20% of that match, we have to be able to commit to that from 15 to $20 million. Well, I don't have 15 to $20 million laying around. Just like the cities, we're all struggling. When I say struggle, I don't mean we're in a bad way, because you've got 3 entities up here that are AAA rated. There is no county in Williamson County that's got what the ratings in Brentwood and Franklin and the counties are. And these other cities are developing a good financial model that they can handle their processes. You heard them say right before you, it's going to take us 4 years, 5 years, police station, fire stations. And all of that takes time. Oftentimes people aren't as patient as they need to be. We have since the sponsors up here, we have the McDonald's mentality. We want to place the order in the first window and go to the second way and get it. And that's kind of the way government is. But road projects, if you started today, will take you 6 to 8 years before you ever see a car on it, if they start on it. So we're committing 40% that we can use on 65 South, we can use on other state projects, and we've asked for those signatures. We're taking it to our delegate. Do I think it will pass? Probably not. But there'll be discussions up there, and we've engaged all the mayors across the state to get behind this, get endorsements for it, and they're buying into it. And TDOT, I think, is interested in this model, but it's going to take us some time.
Mayor Moore, do you have something?
I appreciate Roger's bringing up funding of roads. If we look at the Transportation Modernization Act that occurred in the last Tennessee General Assembly, that basically took almost 900 projects and narrowed them down to 90 or so projects that'll be funded over the next 10 years. The current way we fund roads is not adequate. We're primarily using gasoline tax and federal money to fund our roads. And I think it's time that the General Assembly look at other options as far as funding our roads. We have too many needs as far as our roads, so I'm hopeful that that discussion will happen in this General Assembly.
Other bills or things you're watching at the state level at this time? Any special session obviously is dealing with schools and the voucher bill, but any other state legislation you see on the horizon that people need to be thinking about?
Well, I think there's always, each one of the state reps and senators, I think they can have 15 bills they can take on. So you multiply that across the state, there's a couple thousand bills that will be floating around at any one time, some stronger than others. And of course, this session, they're dealing with a special session with vouchers and immigration, and what was the other one? Somebody help me out. There's the hurricane relief, which is a great idea to think. For you that have lived here 30 or 35 years, we've had these natural disasters. We've always been able, because of the financial condition we are, to handle those needs. But little cities like Upper East Tennessee, they don't have that kind of revenue. They don't have the resources, they don't have the labor force, and the state needs to help them out. We need to always remember we're one state or one county, and oftentimes we help the cities, oftentimes the cities help the counties, but we all send people to Florida, to Alabama, and you're paying for that. And if anytime you have a question about it, I know Brentwood and Franklin send their fire, their police. We send folks. Spring Hill sends them. We should always be a neighbor to a neighbor. And I'm all for the state looking at that, building a reserve of funds that they have in place so that when an accident or a major calamity comes along, they don't have to juggle everything. It's already a pool of money there, and say, let's get these interstates open. Without roads, we have no viability here in our county. We have got to focus our attention. And when you see your state rep, he or she, I think we all have males now, do not let them off the hook. We need some funding down here to improve our, I don't know why we have a ticket book for our law enforcement, because they don't go fast enough to give them a ticket.
Now, some people would disagree with you there, but let's thank the mayors for being here this morning. We appreciate their willingness to be part of a program like this, and we appreciate our sponsors as well. So we want to get you to save the date for a few things. February 19th will be our 18th annual Franklin Amara Exemplary Community Volunteer Awards. We've been taking nominations. Those are closed now. The top award given at the Exemplary Community Volunteer Awards is given in the name of Ann T. Rutherford. And Miss Ann with an E passed away over the weekend at the age of 101. So we have lost a number of friends and founders of Franklin Amara in the last few weeks. Ernie Bacon, a former alderman in Franklin, was